Hello, welcome to South Today. In tonight's programme, children living in poverty, elderly people living in isolation. The report outlining the hidden social problems of life in Oxfordshire. Good evening. A growing gap between rich and poor could have a detrimental effect on the well-being of some people in Oxfordshire. That's according to a new study by the Oxfordshire Community Foundation. In Oxfordshire Uncovered, the charity highlights a lack of affordable housing, homelessness and a rise in the number of young carers as the key challenges facing the county. Jeremy Stern has the details.
There's a fragmentation of community in the county according to this report. 15 neighbourhoods in Oxfordshire are in the 20% most deprived in England. 12% of children in Oxfordshire live in poverty, rising to 21% in Oxford. Half of all over 65-year-olds say a pet or TV is their main companion.
We found a stark reality between people's perception of Oxfordshire as a wonderful green and wealthy county and the reality for many people whose lives are blighted by homelessness, housing crisis, living in very lonely and isolated situations, and young families and children suffering in what can only be described as childhoods that are being sacrificed.
Today I've been to a Didcot charity which gets funding from the foundation. Young people are taken on here to redistribute unwanted foods to care homes and homeless centres. The managers see for themselves the pressures that some teenagers are under.
It's extremely difficult for some young people in the county to get a foot onto the labour market, to develop the skills and talents that they've got to make a success of their lives. Young people with disabilities, for example, young people who've been excluded from school or have a little bit of a history with the criminal justice system, find it very difficult then to get back into employment or to get that first rung on the employment ladder.
The report also reveals there are on average 2 young carers in every classroom in the county. That in turn has put pressure on charities who support them.
Demand for young carers has increased significantly in the last 12 months. Demand for our respite trips has increased also. We can't cope at the moment and we need more resources to cater for young carers. More resources means more funding, obviously. It's a real concern for us.
Some of the groups I spoke to are resigned to having to work with less money in the future. The Oxfordshire Community Foundation says councils, charities and other groups must work more closely together to solve these problems.